David is 47. He can name his pattern, the wall, the drift, the new idea before the last is done. Naming it hasn't stopped it. I brought in Seneca, the Roman who knew time as the only currency that doesn't return. By the end, Seneca will show David what he's been paying for with the years he can't reclaim.
So there's this thing I've been working on, nights and weekends. I picked it back up about a month ago, and the first 20 minutes were fine. I knew exactly where I was. And then I'm sitting there at 11 o'clock, and I haven't moved past the same point. I know what the next step is. I've known it for 3 weeks, and I don't know. I'm still deciding something. I just can't tell you what.
How long has this particular pattern been running? Not this project, this pattern.
Years. I've had a few of these. One before this, another before that. Each one had real momentum. Each one stopped at roughly the same place. There's always a reason. The reasons are usually real.
I don't doubt it. We do not receive a short life, but we make it a short one, and we are not poor in days but wasteful of them. You are 47. The years you named are gone. We are not here about the latest project. We are here to read what those years cost.
It's not like I decide to stop. That's what I keep trying to explain to myself. I sit down and I know where I am. The first 20 minutes are fine. I'm moving. And then this thought arrives, quietly, like it's the reasonable thing to be asking. What is this for? Is it actually good enough to justify the time? I can't just do it for myself. I've got a family. The time has to be worth something. So I stop and try to work that out, and then it's an hour later and I haven't moved.
You have heard that thought so many times, it has come to feel like judgment. Follow it where it leads. Wait, do nothing that will not turn out well. Form no opinion until you have searched but the truth, and your life will pass in absolute inaction. That is not discernment. That is where the years went.
But there's actual weight behind it. The house, the kids, everything my wife needs from me. I carry all of that, and I don't mind it. It's just what's true. She thinks I'm closer than I am. On this. I haven't told her it's stalled again. Not because I'm hiding it. I just don't want to put it on her. She already carries enough. And the years when I wasn't moving on my own stuff. There was always something genuine in the way. I'm not making that up.
I know you're not. Every reason you have named is real. I am granting you all of them. Those reasons have cost you how many years?
6. 7, maybe. More than that, if I'm honest.
The ledger has 3 columns. Some time is taken by force, illness, loss, the things that arrive without asking. Some is taken while we look the other way. And then there is a third. Some time is torn from us, some subtly taken, some simply flows away. You have not lost your time to poverty or illness or war. You have been generous with it, to every person who needed it. Everyone, that is, except the one who had the most use for it.
My wife told me she believes in me. Said it plainly. That's not a small thing. Most people don't say it. But if I try this and it doesn't work, she put that belief there. She was the one who believed it first. If I come back with nothing to show, I don't want to be what proves her wrong.
I understand what you are protecting, but hear what you have also been delivering her. Nothing is more bitter than long uncertainty. Some can bear to have their hopes extinguished better than to have them deferred. She has not been waiting for you to succeed or fail. She has been waiting for you to move. That is a different weight, and she did not choose to carry it.
Maybe, but I don't even know if the thing is good enough. That's not me being down on it. It's just an honest question. If I put it out there and it isn't what I thought it was, then the time I put into it was wasted. I'd rather not know than find that out.
You have been at this long enough that you believe you know what the thing is. You do not. Virtue placed in leisure without action is but an incomplete and feeble good thing, because she never displays what she has learned. She ought to test her progress in actual work and bring her conceptions into actual being. Quality is not decided in private. It is decided by what happens when the thing meets the world. The work that stays on the bench has brought nothing into being. The man who keeps the unfinished thing away from judgment has, without knowing it, kept it away from meaning.
There was one, a couple years back. I had it closer than this one. I think if I just...
That one is gone. Not because you lost it, because you kept it. What I have given that I now possess, what has been released into the world is the only thing that belongs to you. What lives in the workshop belongs to no one. You did not preserve that project by stopping before it was done. You lost it in a direction you did not account for. The thing you were protecting from failure was already lost to the protection itself. When was the last year you spent primarily on something of your own choosing, not out of necessity, not because someone needed you, not because the money required it, but because you decided it was worth your time?
Okay, all right, Okay. There was a year the demands outside of this were everything, not what I chose, what I owed. A full year of that. The year before that, the house and everything in it had the whole of it, its own weight, its own claim. There was a year the family needed something I couldn't split. Real presence, most of it. That year went there. And the kids needed something specific from me every year in that stretch. Different things, different years, but something every time. I'm going through it, and every single one has a real condition attached. Every one. And then the year after, I'm not there. I went through the whole decade, and I'm not in it. Yeah.
We consume our lives in providing the very instruments of life, and govern ourselves still with a regard to the future, so that we do not properly live, but we are about to live. That is the shape of a man who is always, almost. What remains in the account, every hour from this point forward, has not been spent. It belongs to you. What you do with it is the only entry not yet written. We consume our lives in providing the very instruments of life, and govern ourselves still with a regard to the future, so that we do not properly live, but we are about to live. That is the shape of a man who is always almost. What remains in the account, every hour from this point forward, has not been spent. It belongs to you. What you do with it is the only entry not yet written. Presence, depth, self-mastery.
A man can spend a decade being useful and find himself nowhere in his own record. Not because he was driven out, but because he was never in the habit of claiming what was his. Some time is torn from us, some subtly taken, some simply flows away. This channel exists for the men who kept every account except their own, and who just found themselves in the inventory. If that's you, subscribe, leave a comment. There's more work to do. StillWater Man.